Hi, it's Dr. Larry back with Dr. Larry's Challenge. There's a couple things I want you to do before we get to Sunday and we actually start the program. Number one, right now you should have already have done, added the Facebook group and introduced yourself. If you haven't done that, do it now. I think that's going to be a great community for you. What I want to talk about right now is the two other things I want you to do before Sunday. Number one is take my 5 pregame questions. So I want you to have this stuff done by Sunday so that you've started to think about where you're at and what you want, what your goals are and what your plan's going to be. And I'll go over these 5 pregame questions here in a minute. The second thing that I want you to do, I've made a survey that basically asks the question, how can I help you in this format to meet your goals? I want you to take that survey, think about it, and give me some feedback. Let me know what I can do. I don't know if there's a product you need or a way to engage or some specific meal plan or an exercise regimen. Let me know what it is you need to succeed in this survey and give me some feedback and I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can put something together for you that'll meet that need. Let's talk a little bit about my 5 pregame questions. I want you to take this and I want you to print something out or use your computer and write it down. There's something about putting things to paper that gets us moving and actually gets us to commit. So I want you to do that. Actually take these questions and write them down or type them out. Here's the questions. Let me turn over here and look at it. 5 pregame questions. Number 1, what prompted you to take this challenge? Why are you here? I want you to tell me a little bit about what brought you to this point. I see people in the ER all the time that come in that are overweight and that have diabetes and heart problems, and some have heart attacks, and some of the stories don't have happy endings. A lot of times in that environment, people aren't ready to make a change. I understand that. I'm not sure where you are at. If you're not at a point in a place where you're really ready to take the challenge and do something about your health, I love you, but it's not time to take this challenge. I'm looking for people who are actually ready to do what it takes to get what they want, whatever that may be. And I want it to be, it can be as small as taking one step in the right direction in terms of the food you're eating and the exercise you're doing, but you got to be ready for some action. If you're just thinking you want to sit on the sideline, this is not the challenge for you. And I would encourage you to take it at another time when that works for you. But to get back to the question, what brought you here? Maybe you're at a point where you just felt bad. You've had low energy. You haven't looked the way you want to look. You want to feel better. You want to have better self-esteem. Maybe you're at a point where you've got diabetes and high blood pressure and you want to reverse that. You'd love to stop taking so many pills and you want your health to actually get better. Some people have come to me because they're so big they can't play with their kids. They're unable to get on the ground and wrestle with them or engage with them, or they don't have the energy to take them on a trip. Whatever it is that's got you to this point, get in touch with that. Write that down and listen to that. Most of us have really good, our bodies and emotions are actually really good signals that spur us to action. Try to listen to that and I'm just trying to tap into, what is it that brought you here. And so that's where we begin. Question 2, let's see what we got here for question 2. What are you hoping to accomplish in the challenge? So imagine that 3 or 4 weeks have elapsed. You've gone through the challenge. Where do you want to be? What do you hope to have accomplished? Lose a couple pounds, get a little slimmer in the waist, put on a little muscle, be in better fitness. What is it that you're hoping to accomplish by taking this challenge? Write that down. Not far from that is, what are your goals? So we're going to get into this a little bit later, but I want you to be specific. So if you said, well, I'm hoping to lose some weight, let's put a number on it. In 3 weeks or 4 weeks, how much weight is realistic? I don't want you to crash and do 30 pounds in 30 days. That's not what I'm about. Let's take the first good long-term step and make a short-term goal. So if it's weight loss, about 5 pounds. Maybe for some people 2 pounds is enough to just be going in the right direction. Half a pound a week, that's not bad. For me, I lost about 1 pound a month. That's pretty slow. It's a 1/4 pound a week. But it's something that I've been able to, instead of doing this, I was able to kind of do that and go down over time. I would encourage you to take a small step in the right direction for sustainable change. So think about what are some specific goals that you want to get out of this. I usually break them down into various categories. Number one is image. What do you want to look like in the mirror at the end of this? What kind of, right here, what do you want your belt size to be for the ladies? What do you want your dress size to be? What kind of clothes do you want to be? Again, this is a short-term goal, so don't try to drop 5 dress sizes in a month. That's not what I want you to do. So think about it in terms of image, what you want to look like. Think about it in terms of weight. So weight, body mass index, abdominal circumference. These are great things that we can measure. Maybe you want to lose 1 inch off of your belly. I had a guy that I worked with who lost about 12, 13 pounds in a month, and he was able to slim off 5 inches from his waist. He went from around his belly. He went from 50 to 45. It's a great thing to follow. It's a number that we can follow, that we can measure every week. We'll talk about criteria for a good goal, but that it's measurable is a huge thing. So weight is very good to follow. Your waist size or clothing size is good to follow. Your image in the mirror, a lot of people do that and it's very effective. It's a little harder to measure and to quantify, but I would encourage you to include that in some of your goals. And then the final thing that I include everybody to consider, that I encourage everybody to consider when formulating your goals, is a fitness goal. So 1 mile, how long it takes you to either walk, jog, or run that, or some measure of your fitness. Because ultimately fitness is really the thing that is the best determinant of our health. Not our weight, not our abs, or muscles, but actually our fitness. So I would encourage you to include that under your goals. Let me see what the next question is here. So number 3, what are your goals? Number 4, so once you get your goals, we have to start thinking about a plan. How are you going to get from where you're starting here, wherever that goal, whatever that goal is that you have, and your goal is over here. How are you going to get from here to here? Your plan is what's going to take you from here to there. A lot of us have a ton of life experience. Most people have had success losing weight. So I'll ask you first, what worked? What helped you to lose weight? Write that down right now. Let's make a list of the things that helped you to lose weight and that you can see yourself sticking to long term. So I don't want to hear, I ate salads for a month and I dropped 20 pounds. Anybody can do that, but I don't think anybody can just eat only salads for the rest of their life. Make it realistic stuff that you can stick to in the long haul. So what worked? And then at the same time, let's make a list of things that didn't work. Maybe it's that deprivation diet. Maybe it was working out twice a day that you can't sustain now that you got kids and a job and you're busy. What didn't work and what won't work right now? Make a list of that so we can avoid that, so we can keep that out of your equation. Once you get your list of stuff that's worked for you in the past and hasn't, the last question we're going to ask today on the pregame questions is, what's your plan? I'm not going to do it for you. I'm here to help coach you, to guide you through this, but ultimately you're going to do it, and that means making your plan. The best place to start is with the things that have worked for you in the past. So let's do that right now. What has worked for you in the past? Write a couple things, 1 or 2 things with regard to the foods that you're eating and the exercise you've done in the past that works, that's a good place for you to start. This is going to be your plan for week 1. We're going to get more into it on Sunday on the first day, but I want you to start the ball rolling with these pregame questions. But this is going to be your plan for the first week. You're going to put it together based on your success in the past. So that's the 5th question. Again, let me review. You should be on the Facebook group by now, and you should have introduced yourself. And then we've gotten through these 5 questions about why you're here, what you hope to get out of it, what your goals are, what's worked for you in the past, and what your plan is. And go ahead and think about it. Give it a day or 2 for this to percolate. When Sunday comes around, it's go time, and I want you to start executing your plan. On Sunday, we're going to take the first measurements. We're going to start by putting a flag in the ground and saying, this is where I'm starting at. And then we're going to go from there. So there it is. Answer these questions, think about them, and be ready for Sunday. I look forward to seeing you there. Oh, and take that survey to help me know how I can help you in this process. Again, I look forward to working with you, and I hope that you meet your goals.